Welcome, everybody. I want to say thank you for joining us for the official National Championship press conference here at the Best Western Inn Suites. I'm Sam HOVAN, the SID at Arizona Western College, and we're really excited for this year to be the National Championship game of the Toro Bowl. Number one and number two, it's a lot of fun. A ton of events coming this week, and I know you guys aren't here to listen to me talk, so we'll go ahead and kind of get going with the press conference. I want to introduce Jerry Smith, the athletic director, and also a big reason, a big driver behind this bowl game. Jerry has put a lot of work in. He's put a ton of hours in to make this game a big success. So, Jerry.
Thanks, Sam. I just want to official welcome Coach Sims, players, John Green, Tamara, Coach Swinder, and the rest of the staff here at Garden City Community College. I want to introduce our president, Dr. Daniel Core, to come forward and make a few comments to the group. Dr. Core's first year at Arizona Western. He's been a real blessing to us. The breath of fresh air that he brings to us from his institutions that he's been involved in. And he's one of our greatest supporters in athletics at Arizona Western College. So this time, Dr. Daniel Core.
Well, good evening. Boy, how exciting is this? This is really tremendous. I know that just from being on campus this past week, there's, and certainly around town in Yuma, there's just tremendous excitement for Saturday. And we are just thrilled to be able to welcome Garden City to Yuma, to the Toro Bowl. And of course, it's real important that we recognize the tremendous contributions, because none of this would occur without the assistance of the Caballeros of Yuma and their tremendous work and organization. But we're thrilled, and I will tell you that since I arrived on campus, I've let Coach Minnick know that I have all my eligibility left, and he has yet to draw up any plays for me. So I make the same offer to Garden City. I've got all my eligibility left. So put me in, Coach. Again, welcome. We all can't wait for Saturday. This is tremendous, but really it's Saturday, 1 o'clock, where two wonderful teams, wonderful representations of football at the community college level will face off, and I'm just thrilled to be part of it, and so thankful that you've made time today to join us. Thank you so much.
Also want to take this opportunity to recognize, like Dr. Core said, this game wouldn't be possible without the partnership with the Caballeros de Yuma. These guys are volunteering, and they're putting in a lot of hours to make this game such a success. So one of the co-chairs of the bowl committee, Dave Carvel, is here. I'd like to invite him up and say a few words.
On behalf of the Caballeros de Yuma, thanks to Arizona Western, to the Matador Athletic Association, MAA, the Caballeros de Yuma welcome Garden City Community College to our town. Welcome to Yuma officially. We're excited about this being a national championship. It's going to be a great day for football, and I hope you guys are enjoying our sun down here. A little breezy today, but we'll see how the weather holds out for us. But anyway, the Caballeros want to thank everybody for coming to the press conference, and we'll get to it.
So I'll go ahead and introduce the coach for each team, and then let you guys introduce your players that you've brought with you. So Coach Minnick is here representing Arizona Western College, and Coach Sims, Garden City Community College.
Thanks, Tom. I appreciate it. Known Coach Minnick for a long time. It's exciting to be here to have the opportunity to play Arizona Westerns, because it's been a quality program for many years. He's done a great job since he's been here. We're welcome. We're glad to be here. We got here about 5 o'clock, and guys got into the hotel, and our two guys, Alex Figueroa, who has been a team leader for us all season long and been on our campus for 2 years, doing a tremendous job on our team, and just as a good young man who's represented everything that we want to see in a guy who's working hard in the classroom and doing what he needs to do on the football field. Alex is with me, and then Peyton Hueslick is our freshman quarterback, who is exactly what junior college football is all about. Out of high school, he just wanted an opportunity. He was recruited throughout the state, and he decided to come to our school because we offered him the opportunity to be the best football player he could be. He came in, started as a backup quarterback, and has worked every single day, and earned the starting job about the 4th week of the season and has had an incredible year and done an awesome job for us. And we're very proud that we have these two guys here to represent us today. And we think they do a great job of being an example of what our football program is.
Just want to thank Coach Sims for coming here and playing us. We've known each other for quite a while. I mean, he used to recruit my kids when he was a 4-year coach, when he was at Indiana and Florida Atlantic, right, Coach?
Yes, sir.
And he used to come in and recruit my kids. So we've known each other for a while. He's done a great job. He was at Fort Scott and went to the national championship at Fort Scott, and now at Garden City in his 2nd year, right, Coach?
Yes, sir.
Year. So he does it the right way. He knows what it takes to win. You don't win, riding that mule. You need that thoroughbred, on Kentucky Derby Day to win. So he's out there recruiting the best of available players just like we are. We got 2 of them here today with us. Our quarterback, number 10, EMANUEL GANT, 2-year starter for us. He's the leader of our offense, probably one of the smartest quarterbacks we've had since we've been here. He does a great job leading our team, and he's done a great job this year for us. And then the defensive player of the year in the conference, our linebacker, Patrick Macon. He's out of Memphis, Tennessee. He's done a great job for us, leading our defense. And he'll end up, 14 tackles a game. You just look up and go, dang, Patrick, you had that many? And he's 5-time player of the week this year. So we're glad to have Patrick, and both these guys have been a great success story at our program. They've I only kept 14 or 15 kids from last year's team, kids that went to school, kids did the right things in the classroom. And just to brag on Patrick, last semester, spring semester, 25 hours with a 4.0. So, I mean, that's something to be proud of, And both these guys are great human beings, I mean, they do things right. So thank you, fellas, and thanks for Garden City for being here.
So I'd like to take this time, open it up. Questions? Alex?
So both teams are built in the very same way, physical rushing attacks, and you have 2 of the best defenses in the country playing in the game on Saturday. So how important will quarterback play be to both your team's success?
Well, I think in any game, your quarterback play is important. When Coach talks about his young man being one of the smartest guys that he ever has, that's why his team's here. I mean, we wouldn't be here today without our quarterback, Peyton. And as a coach, as you go through the season, the fans may not necessarily notice, but as a coach, you notice the points where your quarterback puts you in a position to be successful. Peyton's first game for us was against Butler County Community College, 6-time national champion. We won 43-0 that day. And it was because of Peyton Huslick. His first start was over 300 yards passing as a college quarterback. And it's not always what he does. If we go out there and we run 40s or try to dunk a basketball, I don't know if he's the most athletic guy, but it's a combination of his athleticism and his intelligence. And I will tell you, he's as competitive as can be. We might need to have a English test or something, because I think Peyton's got about 40 hours of 4.0 too. So let's see what we got going here. So.
Question again.
Same question. It's you're both very similar teams, physical rushing games. You 2 of the top defensive units in all the NJCAA. How important will quarterback play be in the outcome on Saturday?
I mean, to win at the junior college level, it all starts with a quarterback. I've been there where we've had an average quarterback, and you have an average season. And like I said, EMANUEL started, probably by 8 games last year. And got that feeling. So, when he came back, we were excited to have a 2nd-year quarterback coming back. It means everything to a junior college program. And he's led us in the direction to be, in the top 2 in the nation. So it's going to be a big part of the game for him, being able to recognize the defense, be able to do things that we want to do against certain types of defenses that they run. So he's got his work cut out for him. But, through film study and stuff like that he puts hours and hours and hours into this last couple weeks with Garden City. I mean, we expect a lot from him on Saturday.
coaches, Coach Sims, one thing or maybe a couple of things that stood out about Arizona Western, and Coach Minnick, same thing about Gonzaga on both sides of the ball?
Well, this football game is going to be won at the offense and defensive lines. I mean, that's really what it boils down to. I think if you go through every position on the team, they have a player that we have on our team at receiver, or DB, or this, that. But really where it's going to be decided is the offense and defensive lines, and they have a tremendous offensive line and defensive line. They have great players all the way around, but that's where the game's going to be won. And, we've put in a lot of work, and we have an idea how we're going to attack that. But it's easy to do that when you see it on film. But when the real men line up, then you find out who can really play.
I think Coach is right. It's the offense, defensive line is going to win the game because we all got the same players at the skill positions. We got to block number 6. That's the key to the whole thing. We think he's the best football player on the team. He's tough. He's a tough kid. And motor never stops, gets after it. And then 16, he over here, and you see how big he is. He's a tough player. He's going to hit you. So we got to know where he's lining up. So we both got to figure it out. We've been doing this for 3 weeks and got each other figured out, I'm sure, on paper. But, when they line up, 18, 19-year-old kids, they got to figure it out themselves. So, but it'll come down to the offensive defensive line blocking, and really it's going to come down to turnovers because both defenses rely on getting turnovers. And if we don't turn the ball over, they don't turn the ball over, and it's going to be a tie score, and we'll both be national champions.
Just for both coaches, what does being the national championship mean for the program as far as exposure goes? I've been at practice all week, and there have been a ton of Division I coaches coming by, getting that extra exposure. What does it mean for the program just to be here?
I think that's kind of a two-part answer. The first thing is when you talk about the exposure and the coaches being there, I think for all the players, it's a tremendous opportunity. We had 30 coaches at our practice in 2 days because once we left for bowl practice, they're not allowed to visit us at any of our locations that we went to along the way. So they all condensed, and our guys see it. And what I think the fans might be interested to know is this bowl game exposure probably doesn't get any of these guys get scholarships, okay? What it does is it actually gets a second teamer or a guy that maybe our third leading receiver, those guys, because now they can come see us practice. They see, wow, that guy's pretty good. And you wouldn't have the type of program that we have if your second and third guys didn't come there to win games. And that's how you're successful. Exposure helps them get scholarships. What I will tell you, and I think Coach Minnick may agree, for us, what this game means a lot. Why? I've been in 2 national championships and lost them both. He's been in 1 and lost it. I know what it feels like, and I'm not talking about personally. I know what these young men have done to get to this point. All right, 10-1 is the worst feeling in the world.
Yeah, I think it was a big distraction this week, to tell you the truth. It was a distraction today. Georgia and Tennessee and Buffalo were in today, and that was just 3 of them today, and we had 20 the other day, and it was just, it's nonstop, and at least they were on the road and didn't have to deal with it, but
we could go back to Kansas and play if you'd like.
But it was too cold, Coach, too cold. But it was a distraction. Our kids handled it pretty well. We didn't have great practice yesterday, but it does get kids some scholarships. Just mention one. Our Australian kid that had a couple offers. He just blew up here in the last 3 days. He's got a ton of offers just in the last 2 days because they come out and see him and they go, wow, and he's raw and everything like that. But you don't see kids like that. Even in the SEC, you're going. Bush Jones said today, he goes, Coach, we don't have kid looks like that. So they get to see those type of kids and be able to offer them and be able to see them in person, run around and stuff like that. So Coach is right. They're going to take that kid that doesn't have that high exposure like some of the guys like my tight end and like Patrick and Keyshawn here sitting to have all the rides already. They're going to see a kid that, oh, we need to offer him. He's pretty good. So I do agree with him with that.
This is a question for the players, actually. You've been in a lot of games throughout all of your careers. This is probably your first national championship games. So what does it mean to you to be playing in a game of this level?
I could definitely say it's a blessing to play against such a good team. We watched a lot of film. You know, definitely a team we got to respect. Like Coach Sims said, their line is something that, you know, we really have to prepare for. We really have to go in the game and just take advantage of, you know, everything we worked through the weeks with our techniques. And, you know, it's something that it kind of shows how hard we work, you know, each day, and we kind of show pride in taking advantage of each moment and where we're at. You know, Coach Sims tells us right now is what we should really be focused on. So we take pride in that, and that's, you know, that's why we're here. You know, the moments right now, we feel like that's why we got here. We're blessed to be in the situation.
Well, like you said, it's like a blessing. So I mean, you know, we count on our coaches to get us mentally, well, not mentally prepared, but physically prepared, and make sure everything's right. And we just try to live up to the moment, do our job, hopefully come out with the win.
Like the both of them said, it's definitely a blessing to be here and play in this kind of game. Just listen to our coaches and take it day by day and basically execute the plan.
Yeah, I just have to agree that, like, it's going to be repetitive, but it's definitely a blessing, and we just got to take advantage of the opportunity.
For Coach Sims and Peyton and Alex, you alluded to this a little bit, but just what was kind of your reaction once it was finalized that the game's going to be played here?
That's pretty much it. Personally, it didn't matter where we played. I was just ready to play in the national championship.
Coach Sims let us pick where to play, so you know, we were excited to get a chance to play in this game. I've never personally played in a national championship game. You know, I've been part of a lot of good teams, but this is like the biggest blessing I had. So, you know, this is something that, you know, I was ready for. I believe everyone that I'm surrounded by in my program was ready for as well. So we're ready for it.
It's a compliment to Coach Minnick, his players, and the Yuma, because truthfully, I didn't know what our guys would pick. There were some options that I thought maybe at 18, 19 years old, they might be more excited about some other things. So I didn't want to make the decision for them, because I really do respect how we push our players very hard. We expect a lot out of them. So we really wanted them to have the opportunity to do what they wanted to do and be excited about it. And it was a unanimous selection that they wanted to be here and they wanted to play in this game. So we're excited about being here.
Coach Minnick, at what point this season, maybe a specific game, did you realize that this team was a championship caliber type of team?
We had to get through the first part of our season, with Iowa Western, Eastern, and Snow. I just figured we'd probably be about 2-1, and it could be 1-2 after a couple of that. But once we got past those guys, and had the spread teams at the end, even though they've done really well usually against us, I thought if we could get to that point, we'd be all right. And then, then Mesa was having a great year, and they got some great football players on Mesa. So going into that game, I was going, we got to get by this team. And then, Scottsdale was kind of down this year, but they did beat us last year, and we were, that kind of had motivation to get to the national championship game. Told our guys if we can beat Scottsdale, which ended up being a pretty easy task at that time, but. We were in the mix, but it's really after that first half of the season, I thought we had a chance. So.
Both coaches, how have you guys handled the 3 weeks off? I know you guys have had buys during the week, but you've never had buys consecutively. So how have you guys handled that?
For us, we were excited about getting the bowl bid, and then our school has a full week off for Thanksgiving. So we got the bowl bid on Tuesday. We used Tuesday as a coaching day so that we could prepare, so we had an idea of what we were looking at with Arizona Western. We're fortunate that Garden City has provided us with a great staff, great training staff. We have a strength and conditioning coach, so we were able to put them in with our full-time strength and conditioning coach. Then we practiced for 2 days, and we called those recruiting days. We made sure that recruiters knew that we were practicing, and we did things that we thought they wanted to see, and so they could see the athleticism of some of our guys. Then our guys checked out for a week, and that's a challenge in itself. Garden City's not easy to get to, so these guys had to travel home for Thanksgiving and do those things. Also, there was about 15 guys that weren't able to go home for Thanksgiving, so we made arrangements for them. You get to sit in the front row if you feed our players during Thanksgiving and stuff. Nazarene Church did that for us, and we're really appreciative of that. So then our guys were asked to come back last Saturday, and they got back Saturday. Everybody was on time and ready to go, and we had a workout, and we had a couple practices before we left, and then we've been working our way across the country here.
Pretty close, same thing. Got the bowl bid on Tuesday. Actually, we practiced Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday that week, and then gave them all Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Came back, practiced Monday and Tuesday, let them go home, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Came back and practiced on Monday, and then every day this week. So kind of the same situation. Most of it was in shells. We only went 2 days of full pad, so kids kind of like that. But it's always a challenge when you got kids from different cities, have to travel and stuff like that. And some of ours are close. They travel to California, and some of our guys take some of their buddies home with them, get to see the ocean, or go to Vegas or LA and hang out there. So some of those kids from other parts of the country out east or whatever got to see California, which was kind of nice, or Vegas. So I appreciate Keyshawn's from California, so he took a couple kids home, and some of those guys had visits too. So we had to work that into the schedule on Friday and Saturday with those guys going on visits and seeing schools. So it's hectic, but we got it done, and everybody's prepared.
For Coach Sims and for Alex, can you just talk about the defense, kind of just in general, what has led you guys' success this year?
Let's try. All right. The first thing about our defense is there's a lot of really good football players that at times different guys rise up and make the plays that are necessary to make. I think it's really interesting for myself because, if we took a team vote for the defensive player of the year, it could be Alex, it could be BJ, but then we go to the conference meeting and Mike Hughes wins defensive player of the year. Coach Minnick says that Jamie Tago's the best player on our team, and Jeremy Falk is last year's National Player of the Year. So there's 5 guys right there that I really couldn't tell you who's the best one. I would tell you that if we line up our 11 guys on defense, we're pretty good at every spot. Where it'll be interesting is how we can control the tempo of the football game because of the way our leagues are made up a little bit differently. Our depth may not be where it is with an Arizona Western. We traveled out here with 49 guys. So we have to do things in the game that minimize plays and keep the game as short as possible.
We definitely have a lot of guys with experience, a lot of older guys, people that can, take charge and they can set the tempo, whether it's physically or mentally, they can talk to you or they can show you how things are done. For linebackers, I take pride in, really making sure our guys are really on it. We making sure they know how to play the game, how it should be played, making sure you're physical. On the mental side, you need to watch film. With school, you don't want that to, hold you back. With the DBs, Eddie and BJ, they do a great job, as well as Mike Hughes and Rayshawn Croney. They do a great job every day. When they're at practice, they compete every day. They make sure that, the receivers don't just get better, but each other. They push each other. And on the line, Jamie Tago, KK, Jeremy Falk, they all push each other as well. They all can go. They're all good guys, not just on the field, off the field. And we make sure we surround each other so we can make the right decisions. Not we don't want to just be around each other on the field and just play games. I feel like that's why we're such a good team. Our chemistry is real tight. We make sure we have each other's backs no matter where we are, and we make good decisions.
Coach Sims, in terms of recruiting for the next level, just going off of online, I'm just kind of curious. I think fans like to know kind of who the commits are in terms of going to bigger schools and whatnot. Just going off of online, I think Delshawn is an Arizona commit, and Jamie's a Kansas commit, right? Do you have anyone else who should know of?
Well, Coach Minnick and I have been doing this a long time, and with high school recruiting, a lot of times nowadays, high school recruiting, guys will be getting offers their junior year, and then as their senior year, they're committing in the summer before their senior year committing. I'll use Arlington Hambright, for example, our left tackle. He's committed to Oklahoma State. Well, as the year was going on, he was getting smaller school offers, quality schools, but smaller school offers, and he'd get excited, and I would be like, why? And he'd, Coach, I go, you're not going to go there. And he'd be like, well, I go, son, let's just worry about school. Let's worry about being the best football player we can be. And I go, recruiting will take care of itself. I go, that's how it works. And what people need to understand in junior college is, unfortunately, and I think it's a mistake, I think our programs have a lot to offer major colleges. We kind of work through some of the issues that you have when you're a freshman and sophomore, and I feel like we put out a more polished product, and our guys are more ready to impact programs. They're a little bit hungrier. They appreciate the opportunity. Well, what happens is when you talk to major colleges in the summer, they tell me how they don't need a corner, or they don't need a lineman. I will tell you this, at Garden City and at Arizona Western, there's at least 40 guys on this field on Saturday that can play anywhere in the country. And every coach that's worth his salt should be at the game, because, if you can't get Mike Hughes, well, then you can watch Arizona Western, because then they have a corner just like him. All right, so the point is recruiting is slower in junior college, but all of a sudden, once the season ends, these gentlemen have their seasons in, and they have to go out and find some talent. All right, and so it gives them an opportunity to come to our places and see. But he talked about, I will tell you this, Tennessee, Georgia, and Buffalo, he talked about being, they fly to our place, then they fly to Arizona Western, then they're going everywhere. And we tell our guys that, because if there may be a school out there, we have a corner named Lonnie Johnson who's sitting at home right now because he redshirted to take care of his grades. Well, Georgia was on our campus. Well, they came here today. They're trying to figure out who they want. So the biggest key is to go out and play well, and then when you're done, go back and study so you can graduate and get out of here.
Welcome you guys again. Look forward to a great game from both teams. That's a question for the players. I know your coaching staff, they have a heck of a job on them, 2-year program to develop you as players. But to handle the pressure you guys are about you've been experiencing from the last end of your season into this bowl game, what have you guys done individually to stay focused and at task at hand for this game tomorrow or Saturday?
Coach Sims always stresses want to know every day, and so I take that as going to each meeting, each practice, anything going in to win. I just want to know. So I feel like that's how I stay focused.
I feel like we're built for opportunities like this. Pressure, you mentioned pressure. I feel like, pressure makes diamonds, and that's exactly what JUCO players are. We work hard every day and every moment. We try to take advantage of every opportunity that we're given. So it's just part of our lifestyle.
Well, with the pressure, I treat it like a regular game. Even though I know this is a big game, I just treat it normal, because, if I don't treat it normal, then I may mess up myself, or may not just take it as serious as I thought, or may even hurt myself. So I treat it normal, work out, watch film, and practice. We're going to see what's going to happen.
Coach Minnick and Coach Orthman, our offense coordinator, have done a great job keeping us focused on the offensive side of the ball. They just tell us take it day by day and focus on your assignment, and if you take care of your assignment, then we'll win.
Any more questions? All right. Thank you guys for coming. We really appreciate it. We're looking forward to it Saturday afternoon.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.